So the other day I posted a comment under one of Nick Cotton's threads, which was about feminism. I'm not going to go too far into it in this video because I've actually got another video that I've recorded about the thread. I'm just waiting to edit it. But basically what happened was I posted something. Nick Cotton then decided to quote tweet me saying, "Can some radfem mutuals explain to this fella the rather significant differences between liberal feminism and radical feminism?" Now, I wasn't particularly in the mood to have a discussion that evening about feminism. I just posted something, and it's kind of in my nature to just reply to things. When people say something to me, I want to say something back to them. I can't help but reply to stuff. It takes a lot of willpower for me to actually ignore something that someone has said to me on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. So anyway, after quote tweeting this and Nick asking radfems essentially for backup, it turned into a bit of a feminist dogpile against me. One of the people who turned up was Natty, former MRA. Natty says here to me, "Do we need another voice chat?" And this is because a week prior to this thread, me, her, and a guy named Paul, we all had a nice little chat, lasted probably about 2 hours, just the three of us, just talking about feminism or porn or whatever the fuck it was. I can't really remember. But it was a good chat. I enjoyed it. Paul enjoyed it. Natty enjoyed it. So Natty's come on and she said, "Do we need another voice chat?" And on this particular evening, I wasn't up for it. I had shit to do. So I put, "No, thank you. At least not tonight. The last thing I want to do with my evening is discuss feminism. I'd rather spend my evening rubbing my eyes with sandpaper." So then Nick posts, "We need to host a space about pornography," to Natty, former MRA. To which I reply, "I'd be up for that." He puts, "Sweet, let's pick an evening next week." Anyway, so the next tweet I have to show you with regard to this Twitter space that we were all planning is this one where Nick Cotton says, "Which evening is best for this discussion? Not available Monday, but otherwise pretty free." So I say probably Wednesday, but one thing I will say is that I'm not going to allow myself to get dogpiled, because that's how I felt about that thread. I felt like I was getting dogpiled. If you start inviting all your feminist mates in to dogpile me, then I'm out, and I don't want to get piled on by you and Ladies for PD either, which is Natty. And the reason for this is because it went initially from me and Natty having a chat to me, Natty, and Nick having a chat. So I thought, okay, we've gone from 1v1 to 2v1, and I know Nick doesn't like me very much, and the feeling's completely mutual, I can assure you. So I'm thinking to myself, this is going to be a fucking setup, but do you know what? Whatever, I'll go, I'll see what happens. You know, a bunch of feminists are probably going to call me a fucking rapist and a paedophile, but whatever. I could just laugh that off and maybe have a good time. Maybe even have a productive discussion, who knows? But I seriously doubt it. So Nick replies to me saying, "You have every right to leave if it's a shitty environment and you find it pointless. I'm thinking I'll give opening thoughts from a male anti-porn perspective. Then maybe hand over to Natty to fill in the female perspective. Then I'd like some decent pushback." I was thinking, okay, great. It's going to be like a good little scheduled, like structured debate between the three of us. Like I said, 2v1, so still a little bit unfair, but, you know, whatever, I can take it. I just wanted to put my points of view out there. So I replied to him saying, "Okay, so it sounds like you two are going to be dictating the terms of this conversation, so I'm already at a disadvantage." Just wanted to get that out there. Wasn't really complaining that much about it, just pointing it out. I was still happy to join, still happy to have a chat. So Nick says, "I wouldn't want people talking over people and getting all catfighty. I will be letting people speak for a decent stretch of time so that we can all get our points across better than this Twitter nonsense." Which I thought to myself, hang on a minute, isn't this Natty's space? Like, what do you mean you're going to be letting people speak? So I put, "Oh, you'll be letting people speak, will you? How fortunate for me." Natty and Nick, who are very much on the same team, they're going to be controlling the space. So, as I said, I was at an immediate disadvantage. Not available Monday night, but otherwise pretty free. So I say probably Wednesday. So I've got it in my head that it's Wednesday, okay? Next tweet I post, "This will be trending again after we have our Twitter space on Wednesday at Nick Cotton." And it was just because I saw "Rest in Peace Nick," which I thought was a little bit humorous. So, you know, just a little bit of fucking friendly banter, I thought. I don't know how he took it, but never mind. The next time this debate was mentioned was Nick saying, "In all my days of winding up liberal feminists on Facebook 2016 to 2019, I never doubled down on being a connoisseur of porn. Fair play, Ludo. This is extremely entertaining to watch. Blood sports porn debate with Ludovico 147 and Ladies for PD, which is Natty, coming at some point next week. So I like that comment. Next time it's mentioned is back in the original thread, which was the feminist dogpile thread. Nick puts, I think the broader point is that we're trying to have a serious discussion about something we care deeply about, and it keeps getting derailed by a little boy who wants to laugh at the horror of it all because he's got porn rot. So I put, I'll make a video for you today which will show you how ridiculous that tweet is. And I put, on second thought, I'll save it for Wednesday. Wednesday being the day that I thought we were going to do the space. Next time it's mentioned, I put, Natty, please don't side with these fucking lunatics, as in the feminist dogpiling me. X-Man puts, Natty, don't side with these lunatics. Natty's not all there herself. She's one of those religious freaks who thinks a Handmaid's Tale for women is coming, so I wouldn't look to her for rationality. So I put, I don't know if I agree with that, but I guess we'll find out on Wednesday. X-Man puts, what happens Wednesday? And I put, me, and then I tag Natty and I tag Nick, are going to have a Twitter space. X-Man, I'm off Wednesday. I can show up, just DM me or something. I put, I appreciate it, but I don't really want it to be too much of a shit-slinging match. I'm insisting that Nick and Natty don't call anyone in as backup, so I might have to do it on my own. Because I was under the impression that me, Nick and Natty were going to have a chat together, just the three of us. And I was worried about it turning into a feminist dogpile against me. And like I said, it was already 2v1. I didn't want to start calling back up, and I didn't want them to start calling back up. So next time it gets mentioned is by Natty. So I have to bow out and deliberately stop myself from getting involved. She's talking about the thread there, not really important. But I'm going to arrange a space soon. Could even do one now, but not for long, maybe next week sometime. I put looking forward to it. She puts either Thursday or Sunday, late afternoon or evening for a space. What's your preference? I put, can't you do Wednesday because I think that's what me and Nick agreed on. She puts, oh, I can, but Nick just said Thursday. I put, I thought we'd agreed on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure Nick said yes to that, but I can do any day really apart from tonight and tomorrow. Natty puts, okay, if you want to do Wednesday, let's do it. I'm fine with that. And she even tags Nick in it as well, so I assume that Nick saw this, right? Next mention of the space is from Natty herself, not in the thread, under somebody else's thread that I wasn't aware of until I sat down to make this video. She puts, I'm hosting a Twitter space Wednesday evening under Lasta Dolphins thread. Next mention of the space is Natty herself, trad wife to rad fem pipeline. Why is this happening? Let's talk without dehumanizing each other. Co-host Nick, special guest Lasta Dolphin. That was her announcing the Twitter space on Thursday, April 4th at 8:45 PM it was scheduled for. And then underneath that, she puts also sub-issue, is porn bad? And specifically, is it bad for Ludovico 147? So it's changed. You can see how it's changed. It started out as me wanting to have a space with Natty and I think maybe Nick to discuss porn. Now it's gone from that to me, Natty and Nick and Lasta Dolphin, who I don't know, talking about the trad wife to radfem pipeline, scheduled for Thursday instead of Wednesday, which nobody bothered to tell me about. And now all of a sudden, I've gone from being like one of the main speakers alongside Natty and Nick to being a sub-issue, which is fine. I wasn't too bothered by that. All I was bothered by is the fact that there was just no clarity. There was no correspondence between us. Nobody was telling me what was going on. I didn't know whether it was Wednesday or Thursday. I didn't know the subject. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So, whatever. Not too bothered by it. So anyway, Wednesday comes around. I message Natty, hey, are we having a space tonight? She puts, tomorrow. I put, I thought it was meant to be today. She put, sorry, had to change. I could do a test run tonight. So I put, it would have been nice if somebody let me know, at which she laugh reacts to. I can do one tonight. It's because I've got this guest coming tomorrow, Lasta. So now I'm thinking to myself, great, it's going to be 3 versus 1. It's going to be 3 people against me. And it's starting to look more and more like a fucking setup, like a fucking dogpile, like the thread that kickstarted this space in the first place. So Thursday comes around, which is last night as of the recording of this video. Nick Cotton posts at 8:45, we are live talking with Ludo about porn. So now we're in the Twitter space, me, Nick, Natty. I think I was the first person in besides Natty, and she actually sent me a link to which I said, I'm already in the space. Natty opens off with introducing herself. There's a few viewers in at this point. Natty takes about 9 minutes to introduce herself. Then she brings Nick in. Nick has a little crack at the whip. Then he asks Natty to jump back in. Natty says, she takes a look at the chat. She says, I've got Ludo, I've got Sarah, I've got Superdry. And then she offers Sarah to speak. Now, Sarah is someone who was in this original feminist dogpile thread against me. So I wasn't particularly happy about seeing her turn up or speak, because I thought, great, this is now, it's gone from 3 versus 1 to 4 versus 1. I don't know who Superdry is, but, you know, potentially 5 versus 1. But I know for a fact that Sarah's on their side, because she's made that abundantly clear in this fucking feminist dogpile thread. Sarah speaks. She asks Natty to explain the definitions of tradwife and radfem. Natty then answers Sarah's question and finishes up by asking her, is that helpful to you, Sarah? Sarah asks her again, what do you think they believe? They being tradwives and radfem. So Sarah passes it back to Natty. Natty then gives her the answer to Sarah, to which Nick immediately jumps in after. Nick has a little crack at the whip, and then Natty immediately jumps back in. Natty then passes it to Sarah because she says, why is there a hand, Sarah? Are you trying to speak? Like I said, I don't know much about Twitter Spaces. I'm still learning it myself. But I think Sarah must have done some hand emoji, which represents putting her hand up to speak. So Sarah has a go, then Nick jumps in. Nick has a go, then Natty jumps in. Natty has a go. She speaks for a long time, and then she passes it over to Laster to speak, saying, I've invited him to specifically talk. So Laster has a little go, and then Nick says, I want to leap in. Nick has a go, and then Natty asks Superdry to speak. Superdry has a go. Once Superdry's done, Natty jumps back in, then Nick jumps in. Nick has a speak. Then when Nick was about to start talking, he says, Amanda has had her hand up for ages. So he was asking Natty to go to Amanda first before Nick. But Natty says, Amanda can say hello after Nick speaks. So Nick has a go. So after they tried to pass it to Amanda, Amanda couldn't speak for some reason. I think she might have disconnected, or she was having mic problems or something. It's Nick and Natty mostly talking to themselves. Sarah's had a little go. Laster's had a little go. Superdry's had a little go. But by the time I get to have my turn, it's been 57 minutes and 45 seconds, right? I've just spent an hour listening to this space back just to see how long everybody spoke for before I got an opportunity to speak. Bearing in mind, I thought this space was set up to be a debate between me, Nick and Natty about porn, and all they've been doing so far is speaking about the tradwife to radfem pipeline. That's all they've been talking about amongst themselves, right? So yeah, after 57 minutes of me sitting there in absolute silence, listening to a subject which I wasn't interested in, which I didn't come here to discuss, I finally got an opportunity to speak. And that was only because Amanda disconnected or couldn't fucking talk for some reason. Just before I start my segment of the space and play that for you, I just want to tell you how long everyone got to speak for, because I went through and timed it like a fucking sado. How long everyone got to speak for in total, right? We'll go in reverse order. Laster got to speak for 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Sarah got to speak for 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Superdry got to speak for 3 minutes and 25 seconds. Nick got to speak for 10 minutes and 22 seconds in total. And in first place is Natty, who in total got to speak for a whopping 34 minutes and 55 seconds, right? Now, I get that Natty wants to talk, yeah? She's got her subjects that she wants to talk about, fine. She likes talking, fine. I've got no problem with that. But she's invited me in, and Nick, we've agreed to do this together, to have a discussion about porn. For 57 minutes, it's been Natty, Nick, Sarah, Laster, and Superdry talking about the tradwife to radfem pipeline, so completely irrelevant. They've all been passing the talking pillow from one to the next, or just jumping in at the end of someone's sentence. So I've been sat there in total silence for 57 minutes, listening to bullshit that I really don't care about and that I didn't come here to talk about. Now it's finally, after nearly an hour, my turn to talk. And that is what you are going to hear now.
we had Hannah. No, was it Hannah?
It's Amanda, but I don't know where she's
Amanda?
gone. She's disappeared. Does anyone else want to stick their hand up?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Go ahead.
Well, if you're already in. Oh wait, she's back, I'm afraid.
Oh, go on then. I'll let Amanda crack on.
Oh, I can't see her.
I can see her.
It's just got a request to speak.
Go for it, Nuda, if it's not working.
So I only got my opportunity to speak because Amanda disconnected or she couldn't speak for some reason. Otherwise, Nick was going to just go straight to her and deny me my opportunity to speak to let Amanda go first. So had it not been for Amanda's technical malfunction or whatever it was that was going on with her, I would have had to wait even longer than 57 minutes to speak. Yeah, I've waited 57 minutes. In fact, at this point, by the time I actually got to say, not just, oh yeah, I'd like to speak, but actually got to make a point about anything, we're looking at 58 minutes and 14 seconds into the stream, into the space, right? Now, how long do you think it is before I get interrupted? Let's find out, shall we? Let's set a timer. Here we go. Ready? You me?
Yeah.
Wow, blimey. I never thought this would happen. I've been sat here for over an hour now and I haven't got a single word in edgeways. Well, my name's Danny. I go by Ludovico online. And I thought that this was going to be a conversation between me, Natty, and Nick about porn. That was what originally was arranged. And Natty, 28 seconds before Natty, before I got interrupted. Fucking less than 30 seconds before I got interrupted. Hey, can I just have a chance to speak, please, like uninterrupted? Because you guys have been speaking for like an hour now at this point, right? I thought all three of us were going to have a chat with each other, right? And so far, it's just been completely bodged. I thought we were supposed to be speaking yesterday. No one's informed me about it, like when we were actually going to talk. No one's like corresponded with me whatsoever. And this whole space was initially set up between me and Natty. If you recall correctly, Natty, we were supposed to have a discussion with each other.
All right, Ludo. Can I respond quickly and then I'll let you speak?
Yeah, because you haven't already been speaking for 34 minutes. But I thought to myself, fuck it, I might as well. She's just dying to get a word in. So I thought, yeah, go on, Natty. And I don't want to be accused of speaking over women as well. So crack on. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, you're right. The original idea was to talk about porn with you. However, I didn't think that would be a particularly productive thing to do for a while.
So you made me sit here for an hour listening to you, Nick, Sarah, Superdry, and Master, whatever his fucking name is, just chat bullshit about shit that I don't care about while I'm sitting there patiently waiting for my turn. You know, I thought what was going to happen, I thought this debate was going to have a bit of structure to it. I thought Natty was going to give her opening thing. She was going to give her opening statement, her introduction or whatever. Then it was going to go to Nick. Then they were going to invite me to give my opening statement or my fucking introduction. But no, I just sat there for an hour listening to bollocks that I don't care about, waiting for my opportunity to speak. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to sit here and just wait until they actually invite me to speak. I'm going to see how long it takes for them to invite me to speak. And it didn't happen in the end. I actually had to push in because Nick said, oh, does anyone else want to speak? Yeah, what about me? What about like the guy that you initially arranged to do this space with, that you and Natty initially arranged to do the space with? How about me? How about you let me speak for a bit? Fuck's sake. So anyway, on we go.
So I just came. I want to talk about Trad Wife to Rad Fem, but I also
want to talk about Trad Wife to Rad Fem. That's what I want to talk about. Okay, well then Don't invite me for a debate about porn and make me sit there for an hour. Fuck's sake, man.
So would like to talk about porn because that is very much a part of the whole issue. So I apologise that this got rearranged, because it did, because I was trying to get Laster to come in and he couldn't do yesterday.
Okay, right. So now the plans have been ruined because I thought it was going to happen on Wednesday, but it's been rearranged without anyone telling me, by the way, for Thursday. So I actually set aside Wednesday to have this space as well, Wednesday evening. I set that aside. I specifically didn't do anything because I thought we was going to have a Twitter space on Wednesday evening. But 'twas not to be because Natty wanted Laster to get in.
So I apologise. Please take my apologies. I do hope you forgive me.
Please take my apologies. I do hope you forgive me, right? Bear that in mind. So she's admitted fault here, okay? You don't apologise without admitting fault, yeah? By the way, it's worth, I just want to get this in. I don't even know what to say at this point. Like, after an hour of sitting here listening to them talk about trad wives and fucking radical feminism and this and that and fucking the other and everything besides the original, like, debating point, the point that we were originally supposed to debate, me, Nick and Natty, I didn't even know what to say. I was so flustered and fucking pissed off with the fact that I've been sitting there in silence for an hour. My thoughts at this point are all scattered. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Now, just listening to you guys talk amongst yourselves, Amanda came in and you were going to go to her before me. I thought you was going to bring me in so that I could introduce myself. So I've been sat here very quietly, very patiently. And to be honest with you, the only reason I'm still here is because I suspect that at some point, according to your introduction to this, Natty, that we're going to be talking about my porn habits, which is why I'm still here. I don't want people pontificating about what I get up to while I'm not fucking here. So yeah, that was the other reason. You need to know the context of this thread to fully understand that comment, but I'm not going to explain it in this video. And if they're going to talk about my porn habits, I wanted to have a right of reply to that, right?
Well, the point, look, if you
interrupted again after like, what, 2 minutes of talking? I think I did time this one, actually. Let's find out. I got to talk again for, I think, 37 seconds before Nick interrupted me.
want to hop across to porn, we can do it really, really quickly.
If you want to hop across to porn, we can do it really, really quickly. Now, bear in mind, Nick posts, "We are live talking with Ludo about porn." He posted that at 8:45 p.m. when the fucking space started. Now he's saying, "Oh yeah, well, I suppose we can do it really quickly. Like, we can talk about the whole reason that we set up this space really quickly. But then it's back to what we want to talk about. Me, Natty, and Laster, and Sarah, and Amanda, and Superdry. Fucking ridiculous, man." Yeah, but Nick, we're an hour in now at this point.
Well, if you want to do it or not.
No, I don't. It's
then
too
leave.
late, mate. Yeah, okay.
Okay, but
That's what I'm going to do, mate.
Okay,
sounds
you
like
forfeit.
You're really upset about something.
Forfeit.
That's fine.
You are forfeiting. You're refusing to debate pornography. I'm
Mate,
giving you the chance.
You said. So yeah, now it's just fucking getting out of hand. You can see everyone wants to jump in. Like the fucking everyone just wants to fucking dogpile me at this point. So after denying me an opportunity to talk for an hour, right, and I finally get in and I say, I'm fucking had enough of this shit. Yeah, I'm going. I just wanted to say my bit about how fucking bullshit the whole structure of this debate was and how it completely changed from one thing into another, right? And that was all I wanted to say at that point. I just wanted to tell them that I'm pissed off, they fucked me around, and I'm out. And Nick's telling me that I'm forfeiting. Do I even need to explain how absurd that is? Do I even need to explain how disingenuous that is? If I need to explain it to you how disingenuous that is, then chances are you're a feminist and you wouldn't understand it anyway. So there's no point. Right, we were going to speak until about 10 o'clock, which worked fine for me because I've got shit to do as well. Yeah, 10 o'clock. That was what they initially said, right, at the beginning. Nick and Natty said, I don't want to speak much past 10 o'clock. This was at 8:45 p.m. and I thought, great, because I've got to get up at 5 o'clock the next morning. I can't stay all night. And I thought an hour and 15 minutes, that should be long enough to discuss the porn issue, right? That should be long enough for me to provide my, robust pushback that Nick asked for. But no, instead, all it was sitting around listening to all these guys talk amongst themselves. Talk past me as if I wasn't even in the chat. I mean, Natty mentioned me, what, 3 times? 2 or 3 times? She's like, I've got Ludo, I've got Sarah, I've got Superdry, so let's go to Sarah. It's been an hour. I haven't fucking spoke. It's just been you and Natty.
You're speaking right now. Anyway, lay out your defense of the pornography industry. Go.
You're speaking right now. Lay out your defense of the pornography industry, right? So quickly lay out your defense, right? So that we can all fucking dogpile you again, right? And then you can fuck off and we can talk amongst ourselves. Why even invite me into the space? Why bother? Why bother setting up this fucking space? Why bother saying we are live talking with Ludo about porn? Why do any of that? If you're just going to fucking... Right, quickly do it and then fuck off. No, I'd rather not, actually.
Because you don't have one.
You don't have one, and I think that was Laster at that point saying, forfeit. Oh, God. I should just let this run, really, because it fucking speaks for itself.
You're ashamed of your addiction. And
Oh,
you should
my
be.
God. See what I mean? This is what I'm talking about.
No, but unless you can offer any kind of
my
defense.
porn addiction.
Bro, you announced to the entire space
You've
that you
never
use
offered a
pornography.
significant...
You announced to the entire space that you use pornography. Yeah, well, the thing is, right, the entire space was supposed to be a debate about pornography, right?
Defense of the porn industry, and that's the whole point of us arranging this.
Yeah, I know. And what have we been talking about so far?
Apparently not
Everything
that.
other than
you're
porn.
deflecting.
Okay,
well,
all right.
that could be
Okay,
interesting.
Ludo.
So Natty, the peacekeeper, is about to jump back in, and she's going to make everything right. Is she? Let's find out.
Ludo,
Ludo, like I'm a fucking dog or a kid or something.
seriously, you sound really upset.
I
didn't know.
actually. Really
Okay.
upset.
All right.
You're refusing
No.
to debate.
I'm not refusing.
Hey, Nick, be quiet for a sec, please. Sorry. Ludo, seriously, look, you're still here, and I did put in a comment underneath saying we should talk about porn with Ludo because this was what went on. This was like a debate you had with a bunch of feminists for like 4 days about porn. So, do you want to talk about it or not? I'm happy to talk about it.
Yeah, I'll talk about it very briefly. I'll offer up
Go
my
ahead.
quick defense to porn, and then that's it. So, my dad is a tattoo artist, right, and has been virtually my entire life. He's retired now, but so I've always been brought up with a very strong sense of bodily autonomy, right, which is one of the major reasons why I was opposed to all of the COVID forced vaccine nonsense. In fact, probably the major reason why I was opposed to it. So as far as I'm concerned, if 2 people want to have sex on camera, want to upload it to the internet, and someone wants to watch that and fucking masturbate over it, that is nobody's business except the people involved. And that's my defense of porn.
Okay, liberal.
So I offer up my defense of porn, finally, which Nick says that I can't do because I've got porn rot, I've got porn brain, it's indefensible, I know that I'm guilty, I fucking this, that and the other, all this bullshit which Nick's just pulling out of his fucking arsehole after fucking denying me an opportunity to speak for an hour, after advertising on his page to 447 people, we are live talking with Ludo about porn, right? And then him, Natty, Superdry, Sarah, and Laster talking about everything except porn, talking past me the whole time, completely disregarding my presence in this thing. Bearing in mind, it was me, Nick, and Natty. That was the initial plan, having a debate about porn. That's why Nick came out with this. We are live talking with Ludo about porn. Yeah, except you're not, are you? You're talking about everything except porn with everyone except me. Yeah, I am a liberal.
Well, that's a pretty
Cool. I
mainstream
don't
view.
think...
So I offer up my defense of it, and it's okay, liberal, from who I think it was Laster, but... Yeah, I'm a liberal, so what? That's not a refutation of anything that I said. Because you can't refute anything that I've said.
Renting
Pretty
other
mainstream
people's
view there.
homes is good for
That's-
society, but yeah,
Look, got like 4 people trying to talk to me at once.
someone else leap in.
Well, hold on. Let
Yep.
me loop back in quickly. What is and is not good for society is not necessarily something that should be banned. Because if you do that, then you open the door to like the COVID stuff. You know, oh, it's good for society that you get vaccinated. Well, I don't agree with that. And I don't think that adults should be compelled only to do things that are good for society.
Okay, but as I already
Sure.
demonstrated to you, I've been banned from PayPal. I've lost 2 jobs. I've had 5 YouTube channels deleted. The government already has the power, and social media platforms and big tech, they have the power to censor things. And we
So, right, I'm talking about, should adults be compelled only to do things which are good for society, which I don't believe that they should, for the reasons which I laid out. By the way, I should have said about smoking as well, right? There's a major attack on smokers at the moment by the government. That's why smoking is so expensive in this country. Eye-wateringly expensive, because they're trying to force people into quitting, or strong arm, or fucking price people out of it, or, you know, however you want to put it, right? And by the way, Nick's a smoker, unless he's quit in the past couple of months. Nick is a smoker. So if you're going to make the whole fucking, we need to, it's bad for society, right? Why are you smoking? Why don't you quit smoking? Why don't we ban smoking, Nick? Why are you a smoker? If we're only supposed to do things that are good for society, why are you a smoker? So, yeah, that was my point, right? Adults should be allowed to smoke. They should be allowed to drink. They should be allowed to gamble. They should be allowed to do things which are, quote unquote, bad for society, according to all these fucking Christian fundamentalists or orthodox or whatever they are. I don't give a fuck, right? According to them, if it's bad for society, like, it needs to be banned. But Nick's a smoker. And then, so that's what I'm trying to talk about. Then Nick goes on to talk about fucking internet censorship, which is a completely separate point. Now, the reason he's gone on to do this, right, is because I've mentioned in the past when we've been debating porn in Twitter threads, I've mentioned in the past that it opens the door to censorship. That's one of the reasons why I don't like it. But that's not the reason that I'm talking about right now. So he switched the goalposts on me.
we don't even have like adequate child blocking on pornography.
Nothing to do with what I just said. We're not even talking about children. We're talking about whether adults should be allowed to do, quote unquote, bad things.
And that's why Pornhub is being taken to court and being banned in Texas and places like that. So it's not even hypothetical. It's like we've done this experiment of, let's have a free internet for ages. The internet is rampant with vicious censorship of ideas and flooded with porn. That's the end of your stupid libertarian experiment. And finally, there's...
Okay, well, it's not really my stupid libertarian experiment, right? It's the way that I think it should be. I don't think there should be any censorship on the internet, except in the most extreme cases, like child porn and fucking rape porn or whatever, right? The most extreme cases, yeah, I'm okay with censorship. But they want to censor porn, which will lead on to censoring fucking other things which they deem bad for society. Like Andrew Tate, for example. Natty has said to me before that she wants to censor Andrew Tate. So these people, they're just tyrants. They're just censors. They're just bog standard fucking censors. And Nick's saying, we've had this libertarian experiment, your stupid libertarian experiment of a free internet, which is rampant with censorship of ideas. Then it's not a fucking free internet, is it, you fucking idiot? Contradicting yourself within 10 seconds. Shifting the goalpost from what I was talking about, then contradicting your own fucking bullshit, and you've just revealed yourself to be a fucking tyrant, Nick. That's all you've done, mate. Like, I want to censor the internet according to what I want. Well, fuck you, Nick.
a bit of a Christian awakening, and people are pushing back and going, "Nah, you're not allowed in our state. No, you don't get to operate here anymore," which is great.
Okay, right. So he's talking about Pornhub being banned in Texas. I wasn't offering up a defense of Pornhub. I was offering up a defense of porn. We're talking about porn. We're not talking about Pornhub. Talking about porn in general. Fuck's sake. And then, look what happened.
Oh, Amanda, please speak. You put your hand up. Please speak, please, Amanda.
Amanda, please speak. So after what? How long did I get to speak? It was about 8 minutes in total. That whole exchange between me, Nick, and all the other fucking people dogpiling me lasted for about 8 minutes. And then Natty jumps in, right, with Amanda, please speak. So here we go. This is...
Pleased to meet you, Natty.
So Amanda starts speaking. So at this point, I quit, right? I just fucking backed out of the chat. So after another 20 minutes, Nick says this.
And also, just like, I think it's a good thing that we bully Ludo for defending porn. That's kind of the template that I'm trying.
Sorry to laugh, yeah.
Well, no, I was trying to kick it off by going, right, can we start a culture? Yeah, can we start a bit of a culture where we bully the men that defend this? And I found one, and here we are. He rage quit, and it was quite funny. But Amanda, do you want to come back in?
So he's admitting to being a bully. So is it any wonder that he's switching goalposts on me, that he's fucking talking about, oh, lay out your defense, go. Like, it's your turn after sitting there fucking patiently in silence for an hour after we completely changed up the fucking subject matter of the debate. And Natty thinks that's funny. She thinks it's just fucking hilarious. This video really is for Natty more than anyone, because I messaged her afterwards saying... well, that was a fucking disaster, wasn't it? And she put, not really. I want to speak about this issue regularly. As in the radfem to trad wife pipeline, whatever. So I put, well, I wanted to speak about certain issues, but I never got the chance. So it was a disaster for me. She puts, you did get a chance. I put, did I? She puts, you did. I'm going to do spaces every week now. Not sure why you are so upset. Even after she's apologized to me. So she apologized to me for fucking me around, for fucking the debate up, and then she's like, oh, I'm not sure why you're so upset, to be honest. I thought you saw the title of the space. Anyway, most welcome to come next time. I put, if I get time tonight, I'll gladly explain why I'm so upset. That's what this video is about. The fact that you can't see why already is mind-blowing, but she can, because she apologized for it. So she's a fucking liar. This is what they fucking do. Dude, you had a chance to speak and then you left. Yeah, after an hour. An hour of sitting in fucking silence, of you fucking talking about bullshit that I'm not interested in, that I wasn't there to fucking talk about. After you talked past me for fucking ages, after I finally got my chance to fucking speak, and then less than 30 seconds, you're interrupting by fucking laughing over the top of me. I never said the space was for you alone. I didn't say you said the space was for me alone. So I put, because we said until 10, and the first opportunity I got to speak was 9:45. How long was I supposed to sit there waiting for my next opportunity? And she cut me off as well. She cut me off to go to Amanda. Ludo, you are whining like a petulant child here. This is what they do, right? You are trying to portray I wasn't going to let you speak, which is not true. This is what they do. This is what feminists do, right? And I don't think I've explicitly called Natty a feminist before. I've said to her she behaves like a feminist, but now I feel completely comfortable calling her a feminist because they pull this type of shit all the time. She fucked me around. She didn't let me fucking speak. She interrupted me after less than 30 seconds of me speaking. She cut me off after about fucking 7 minutes to fucking go to Amanda. And now she's trying to take the high road. Oh, I'm not sure why you're upset. You're acting like a petulant child, right? Then she calls me at fucking 10:20 in the morning while I'm at work. She's trying to fucking call me. So I'm listening to the rest of the space right now. Just listen to the bit where Nick was gloating. It says floating, but I meant gloating. I just listened to the bit where Nick was gloating about bullying me and you're laughing. She puts, I just called you to tell you to stop your tantrum and understand that just because the space wasn't all about you doesn't mean that we weren't going to talk to you. Well, how long was I supposed to wait, Natty? How long? 2 hours? 3 hours? I thought we were supposed to finish at 10. I got to speak at 9:45. So that would have given us 15 minutes to discuss the fucking issue that we was meant to discuss. Bearing in mind, you spoke for 34 minutes up until that point. 34 minutes of the 57 minutes thus far until I finally got my chance to speak. And so she thinks it's funny that Nick's bullying me because sticking up for porn is incomprehensible. So I put, why the fuck would I want to talk to you? What, so you can fuck me over and fucking try and take the moral high ground with me after you fucked me over? And she responds to the bit where I say about her laughing at me getting bullied because sticking up for porn is incomprehensible. And look, why the fuck would I want to talk to you? Because you're an adult. Wrong form of the word you're, by the way. It's you are an adult. You apostrophe R-E are an adult. Oh, fucking hell, this person's a fucking retard, I swear. So I put, it's incomprehensible because you didn't get to hear a robust defense from me. A robust defense which Nick wanted, by the way. Let's not forget that he wanted that. He said that himself. She puts, and you are spazzing out. You left. So I'm fucking fed up with talking to her at this point. So I retweet, why the fuck would I want to talk to you? She puts, listen, I don't care if you don't want to talk to me. So I put, okay, good. Then stop calling me. Why is she fucking calling me, man? Why is she calling me? What is she, some fucking psycho ex-girlfriend or something? Oh my God. These people, man. I won't again. Yeah, good. Don't fucking call me. And then she has the fucking nerve to say this. Doing a space on Sunday, and if you change your mind, you are most welcome. Take care. Trying to be the fucking better person or whatever. I put, if I decide to talk to you again, and that's a big if, it will be in a space that I'm the host of because you can't be trusted. You can't be trusted not to talk for fucking 35 minutes. You can't be trusted to bring me in. You can't be trusted to let me speak without fucking interrupting me. You can't be trusted to have a fucking space between me, you, and Nick without inviting 100 fucking feminists in to fucking dogpile me. So if we ever speak again, I'm hosting the fucking space next time, and I'll decide who comes in. And because I actually have a bit of fucking integrity, it'll be me, you, and Nick. If I feel like talking to Nick again, which I'm pretty sure I don't, I'd much rather talk about you than talk to you at this point. She puts, yeah, that's not true at all. Everyone who put their hand up to speak got a chance to speak. You're just mad because it was a group space and not just you and Nick. Well, I didn't realise that I had to put my hand up to speak because you never laid any of this out in the beginning. I'll tell you why I'm mad, but not right now, because I was at work. And the last thing I need to be doing is fucking answering your calls to tell you why you're a fucking moron. I'm trying to work, man. I don't have time to do that anymore. As of this week, I'm doing these group spaces and that's it. I don't have the time for much else. It's been too much Twitter. Okay, fine. Have your groups, talk about what you want, but don't mislead me into fucking coming into one. So I put, but it boils down to this. You're a terrible host moderator. Take that as constructive criticism. She puts, yeah, that's not true at all. Everyone spoke who wanted to speak. So I put, yeah, well, you would say that. She puts, no, I made sure everyone had a chance to speak and you spoke. Yeah, and then I got dogpiled by about 10 feminists and you interrupted me. So I just put, nah, because I'm fucking fed up of talking to this fucking retard at this point. Yes, Ludo, you didn't put your hand up for ages. Well, I didn't realise that was what I was supposed to do. Now you're trying to play control games with me. I'm far too old and experienced to fall for this bullshit. What is the fucking control game exactly? This is what they do. This is what feminists do. They fuck you over, they pin the blame on you, and then there's, oh, you're playing control games with me, like some kind of abuser, and I'm too old and sensible for that. My feminist training prevents me. Fucking, her mind is so warped. So fucking warped, it's crazy. Why would I want to fucking speak to her ever again? Either you talk it out over audio or you go away. But I'm the controlling one, am I? I'm the controlling one after she fucking says that shit. So I put, you're too stubborn and have your tantrum elsewhere. She can't fucking spell, this woman. Jesus Christ. In response to my saying you're too stubborn, nope, I have self-worth and understand when people are trying to play games. You really don't know who you're dealing with here, young man, lol. Oh dear, so I put stubborn and condescending. Listen, if you want to join the space on Sunday, just to throw a bone to you, you can speak first before anyone else. Is that to your liking, young man? Listen to her trying to fucking patronize me as well. Fucking trying to act as if she's got the moral high ground. You don't, Natty. You're a dickhead. You're a fucking dickhead, mate. And I'll tell you what, right, Natty? Yeah, I might be younger than you. Yeah, I might not know as much about the fucking different types of feminism as you, but I can tell you this right now. My mind is infinitely sharper than yours. Right? Because you can't stay on topic. You can't you can't even realize where you went wrong, even after you admitted fault. So you're either fucking crazy or you're a fucking liar. Probably a mixture of both. So I put, no, you don't listen, do you? Look, if there's going to be a space, I'm hosting it, not you. So I'm not coming into your fucking space on Sunday so you can set me up again. Fuck that. I'd rather rub my fucking eyeballs with sandpaper. Stubborn and condescending. Nope. Just known when I'm dealing with a petulant child. Don't you mean just no? Like, are you dyslexic or just retarded? Lol, you go ahead and do your own space. Have fun. Run along now. I'm losing my voice. I'm shouting so much. I thought that what was going to happen was I was going to go in. I thought I was going to lay out my position on porn, and then a bunch of feminists were going to dogpile me and accuse me of being a rapist and a fucking pedo and all sorts of nonsense like they love to do. And I would have just fucking had a laugh and just come out of there fucking at least amused, if nothing else. But no, that didn't happen at all. It was even worse than I ever could have possibly imagined. So, no, Natty, I'm not fucking joining any one of your stupid spaces anymore, right? If we chat, if we ever speak again, it will be in a space that I control, because you can't be fucking trusted. That's why I wanted to make this video, to show everyone what fucking wankers feminists are, and to show Natty what a fucking wanker you are. So, there you have it. Take it as constructive criticism, Natty, because you fucking need it. You are a fucking wanker. You're a shit moderator. You're a shit host. You're a fucking shit speller as well. You can't even use the right fucking words when you're typing to someone. And fuck you.